Whether you're a pro player or a beginner, everyone has habits that they fall into while playing video games. Smash is no exception, giving you so many options that you're bound to favour some of them in contrast to others. Maybe you like going for grabs, or maybe you're more of a press smash attacks until something works sort of player. Either way, everything you do has a countermeasure, and if you're doing something too many times, then it's bad. I mean, sure, online it's gonna work. Like, say if it's, I don't know, Steve Minecart or Banjo Side B, that sort of thing. But when you want to transition back to offline, these are the sort of habits you need to get out of. These are no longer your get out of jail free cards. With the scene shifting back to offline, there's no more relevant time to talk about bad habits than now. Without realizing it, you've probably developed a ton of bad habits just from playing online for the last year and a half. Why does this happen? Because neutral get up can't be punished online, so you just keep doing it, because it works. So how do you identify and overcome these bad habits that you've developed? In a nutshell, you want to basically reprogram your brain so that you're making different choices. It's all about mix-ups. Don't play predictably, otherwise your opponent's going to catch on and exploit your bad habits, which is how you're going to lose a game. So step one is review and analyze your gameplay. Because after all, the first step is always identifying what your bad habits actually are. Much like the first step of AA is admitting you have a drinking problem. Not that that example relates to me, but this is something you should be doing regularly anyway if you want to improve. Try to spot moments where a bad habit has put you in a bad position, or maybe you've given up a good position because of it. It will be more helpful if you've actually saved some tournament matches, but if not, you can just use anything. And again, if you do struggle with this sort of thing, you can ask other people for help. So for example, you could go into whatever character you're maining, you can go into their Discord, post your VODs, and people will come back with their feedback, and they'll say, hey, you're doing this too often. Why are you doing this? It's bad. Common bad habits I see, especially online, are people jumping after being hit, people rolling or spot dodging after whiffing a move. Two of these are just so common that it hurts. A lot of people do a neutral get up and then they will combine it with another bad habit, which is rolling. So they'll do a neutral get up to roll, and that's like a true combo online, I swear. This can be sort of relevant to things that you're not doing as well. So maybe you're not SDIing a certain combo, so you need to get into the habit of doing that. Or maybe you're not mixing up your DI when someone is trying to combo you. So again, that's a habit you want to get yourself into, which will really help your gameplay. Otherwise, your opponent's just going to get the same punishes over and over again, and there's not really much you can do about it. So that was nice, because I read his air dodge, so I identified that he air dodged all the time after getting grabbed. So I could read that and just get a bigger punish of that. And this leads nicely into step 2 actually, which is making a list of habits to work on. I've already listed the 3 that I want to work on. So number 1, jumping. I jump way too much. I just default into jumping. Jump and approach with the jump. I should be doing more empty hops, for example. I should just be approaching from the ground in some matchups specifically, because some characters like Bayonetta just take up the whole of the air with their priority special moves, right? In that case, I don't want to be jumping because I'm going to be getting caught out every time. So the second habit I'd work on is going off stage. Where I make montages so much and I rely on trying to get cool combos or strings or edge guards, you'll see me play in a greedy manner all the time. I've knocked someone off stage, you better believe I'm going to go after them every time, even if they're already dead, because montage potential. It's like I'm a Falcon main and I just need to kill them twice. These little things are really important to get out of your system, because when it comes to tournaments, this is not the ideal way of playing. You don't want to be edgeguarding someone every time, because then it's going to get predictable and you'll end up killing yourself. And then the third one was me down airing or using some sort of unsafe move to try and get damage on someone while they're in an egg and they can just pop out and hit me. So those are my 3 things, right? I'd say though, try and write down as many as you can and try to reflect on why you do these habits and how these habits have been made. Like I say, you can't punish neutral get up online which is why you're going to be doing it so much, and that means that habit is going to transfer into offline where people will actually be able to do something about it. So don't make it a habit in the first place. Maybe you just fight opponents who just don't punish you for using a certain option. So let's say my friends don't punish me for using a spot dodge, meaning that I've developed a spot dodge habit as a defensive option, but against good players, this habit will transfer over, and it means that a pro player in tournament will just be able to punish me once they catch on, and that could cost me a set. For these lists, if you want as well, you can put a tally by how often you do something. So say you're watching a game and you just try and grab someone after they hit your shield, and you do this 3 times. That's obviously a much more bad habit than if you do something once in a match. So try putting a tally by the bad habits that you've made, and that way you know what you do commonly. But if you are going with the very useful, in my opinion, approach of getting someone else to review your gameplay, have them make a list as well and try to compare the both of yours. Let's see what they pick up on, and let's see what you pick up on, and see what you both pick up on. Because then you know it's a really noticeable habit, and something that an opponent of yours is going to pick up really easily and just be able to punish you every time for. So there we go, here's mine. Here's my list. But let's say these 3 are ones that I want to work on today. So I want to use today's Smash session to work on these things specifically. That is step 3. Drill your list into your head while you play. Which is why I say if you have a second monitor, put your list on the second monitor so that while you're looking at the game, you can just shift over to the list, like in between games, and be like, yes, I have to stop doing that. Specifically, the first part of this final step is actively trying to resist these habits. You can either choose to work on them one at a time, or like I say, if you have a list, grab a select few from the list and just have them in your mind at all times. For example, every time you STI out of a combo, you can give yourself a green tick on the list and be like, yay, I did this. Let's keep doing that. It's telling your brain this was a good thing to do. Let's keep doing that. But it could also work the other way around, where if you roll after whiffing a move, you can give yourself a cross and be like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm trying not to do that. Because rolling is bad and people still do it. Stop. Obviously this will take time, practice, and mainly patience, much like anything in Smash, so don't beat yourself up too much if you get a lot of crosses on like your first few sessions. But on the ones after that, you can attempt to beat your record of ticks, and that way you can actually prove to yourself that you are improving and that you're slowly getting over this habit. Sooner or later, however, you'll want to reach a stage where you're consistently not making these mistakes. To try and test yourself, play a couple of games where you're not entirely focused. So you can drift off into space, you can have a conversation with someone else while you're playing, and then you can save those games and see if you reverted back to rolling after whiffing a move, for example, or whatever your bad habit is. See if you've actually overcome it subconsciously as well as consciously, because then you'll know that it's actually hardwired out of your brain. If you do spot a few instances where you're still making the same mistakes, it just means you have to work on it a little more. Again, you just need more patience, more practice. Like I said at the beginning, it's basically reprogramming yourself. So it's gonna take time, especially with the ones of muscle memory. You basically just need to retrain your muscle so that you're gaining muscle memory doing something else. But obviously, if you are replacing one habit with another, for example, you've got to make sure that habit is actually a good thing to do. You want to mix up your DI when someone's trying to combo you, right? So even if there's an optimal DI, you don't want to go for that optimal DI all the time, because then they can just get like a DI read on you, or they can set up for something else. I can stop playing now that I have my list of things to actually work on. No Zelda, Samus, or Min Min. I respect this person. I wonder how they feel about Yoshi. I mean, I'm not Zona, so should be fine. Right. Plays Sephiroth. So you're saying you don't want to fight these Zonas. You're playing a Sephiroth. Okay, whatever. Big Sword is my first opponent. I guess that's a good example of a matchup where I shouldn't be approaching with from the air as much. Only because I can get anti-air really easily by a Sephiroth. Dash cancel down air is... down air. Down tilt is what I mainly want to go for. Didn't mean to back air there. Roll. Okay, don't. Okay! But it's an example of me just trying to approach him because I want him to die. And him being like, yo, I'm just gonna avoid you and grab you. And I don't know if you noticed, but I did a egg lay and tried to do a down air after it. And he jumped! So he's dead. So first game, how many habits have I worked on? None. That's fine. That can just be the practice game. If anything, that's just showing off the habits. I even went for a greedy edge guard at the end, but you know what, it actually worked in this case. So let's see if they're done with me after one game. I got lucky, apparently. I didn't know I used a Game & Watch 9 hammer. Ooh, I got lucky! I can't believe we found a Salty Sandra after one game. He's just not gonna play. These types of people are the best! I mean, I should have seen it coming from the actual title of the arena. I think my nice fight made him angry. Yeah, like legit. How can you lose to how can you lose to Yoshi as Sephiroth and say lucky? Alright, I don't think he wants to fight me anymore. Try F tilt then down B. I do that at kill percent. Like if they're in egg lay, I will go for jab down B. Because the first hit of the down B usually knocks them out of the egg, and then that will lead to the second part of the down B. But it's not actually the best thing. They can still punish you, it's just really hard for them to do. But I'm fine in that regard. When it comes to killing with egg lay, you're definitely not an annoying... People keep kicking me after the first game. They really hate fighting Yoshi. I'm trying to talk about habits. But how am I supposed to get onto other people's habits when they won't even give me more than one game? I see he's found another opponent. I wonder how they're getting on. This actually is good for a lot of reasons. This can actually help you identify how your opponent plays as well. You can see their habits. So for example, I'm really noticing how many times they're shielding at the moment. Whereas in a usual game, I would just be pressing buttons and hoping it works. Okay. Damn it. It's too slow. I was so tempted to down air. You have no idea. Yeah, I knew he would shield there. I went for forward air of all things. I was like, you know what? Pick something that isn't the down air, and technically you've done it, so... Where are you going? Where are you going? That was close. I thought he would roll. I was actually trying to punish a roll, but he ran back, and I got the Yoshi bomb. Still though, surprisingly intense games from this Pokemon trainer. But it's nice when you find opponents like this. Oh. Close range only. Okay. Up air wasn't the best thing to go for there, but whatever. I just want to go for something different. Yeah, no, I want to still play around with it. Oh. Close range only, man. What are you going down there for? You lol? 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 Yeah, he panics when he's in the air. Yikes. Lol. My up tilt didn't hit. I wasn't down airing on the egg, I was down airing him above the egg. See, that's fine. Yes! And now comes the difficult part where I have to try and kill him. Somehow. You really gotta stop staying at the edge like that. Double wiggly. I meant to jump and do that. Oh, FD? Oh, hell no. We don't like that. Oh, I thought his air dodge ended by then. Silly Dan. LOL. Wow, I've only got 48%. That's kind of sick. No, another egg lay down. Damn you. His up tilt always beats mine. I wish I had Falco's up tilt. That'd be great. Oh no, that would have been so nice. There we go. See, I can still do that. That's still fine. That's pretty nice. The stool, though. The stool! We love stool! Everyone rolls away. Another habit. See, it's still relevant to my video. The hitbox on that. Oh, that feels bad. And one behind me, and one in front of me, and jump, and air dodge, and egg lay. Ooh. Okay. There we go.